US university is a big step and requires a lot of planning. And it becomes more complicated if you have to worry about the immigration status. So if you are someone who is in US on H4 visa and looking to go back to college, please continue. H4 dependents who choose to go back to college often have two options. A, study or enroll in the program on H4 visa, or convert their H4 visa into F1. So today in the video, I'm going to walk you through some of the key differences between studying on H4 versus F1. United States allows you to study on H4, whether part-time or full-time. And a plus side of studying on H4 is that you would have to pay the in-state tuition fee, which is way less than the out-state tuition fee. So if you are a resident of a particular state for more than a year and you decide to study on H4, then you would have to pay the in-state tuition fee. And also another plus point of studying on H4 is that you don't have to worry about your change of status. Sounds like a good choice, right? But don't jump to conclusions yet, because there are a few other things to consider. So say if you are not planning on staying in the US in the longer run, and you are not interested in doing an internship while you are studying, and ultimately you are not interested in doing a job in the US or get an H1B, staying on H4 or studying on H4 is a really good option. And also, if your spouse on H1B has an approved approved I-140, then you are allowed to apply for an employment authorization document, which is EAD, and that's how you will be able to do a job in United States on H4. To know the details about the H4 EAD, I'll link a video somewhere here, so please do check that out. But if your goal is to get a full-time job, H1B, then H4 may not be the right option for you, because on H4 you cannot legally work in the US until you have an approved EAD. But again, if you decide to do or convert your H4 to F1, then you are no longer eligible for an in-state tuition fee, and you would have to pay the out-state tuition fee, which is usually twice or thrice the times of an in-state tuition fee. So I would choose the F1 visa if my goal is to get a job and H1B in the US. And for F1, most people ask if they would have to go back to their home country to apply for the F1 visa or this change of status from H4 to F1. So the answer is you can apply for this visa while staying in the US. Just be aware of the fact that the approval of this petition may take from 3 to 9 months. Now, it's not bad, but that decision will totally depend on your current situation and your future plans. And the reason I say this is because when your H4 to F1 conversion petition is pending with USCIS, you can actually start your course on H4. But the catch there is that until your H4 to F1 petition is approved, you are not eligible for CPT and OPT, which is actually the time when you can work on your F1 visa. So please be sure to address these questions with your university's international students teams, because there are clear guidelines on how and when CPT and OPT are given to international students. Because there are different rules, like completing at least 2 semesters on F1 in order to be eligible for CPT. So please make sure to connect with your university's appropriate international department to know the details. Don't let yourself to be in a situation where you started your course on H4, applied for F1, and then you completed almost half of your degree on H4 waiting for an F1 approval. I know it's not an easy decision, but once you decide to file for a change of status from H4 to F1, you need to submit a I-539 petition online, and after you submit this petition, you also need to send a few supporting documents to USCIS. And these documents will include your college acceptance letter, your I-20 form, Sevis fee, a cover letter mentioning why or explaining why you want to convert your H4 to F1, and proof of funds. You can attach a bank statement, just make sure that the amount in your bank is more than what is mentioned on the I-20 form. You can include a cover letter from your spouse on H-1B saying that she is sponsoring your education, attach 3 recent pay stubs, your marriage certificate, and then a copy of your passport, like first page, last page, and all visa stamps, your most recent I-94, and what? Yes, your all previously approved H4 extensions that you may have filed. You'll have to send all these documents to a lockbox facility in Dallas. You can check the current address on USCIS website. So now, say if your F1 is approved and you decide to go out of US, while coming back you would need to have a F1 stamp on your passport. So you'll have to make sure that before leaving US you are booking an visa interview appointment in your home country or wherever there is a US consulate and you can get F1 stamp. I'll link a video somewhere here talking about the tips and tricks to clear F1 visa interview. So if you're interested, please check that out. But in terms of the documents that you would have to take for your interview are your passport, I-120, your Sevis fee receipt, original transcripts, and proof of your financial support or bank statement. So that was the quick overview of the pros and cons of studying on H4 and F1, and also the entire process of converting your H4 to F1. Please ensure that your decision or your choice is thought about and rethought, and also keep in mind your current situation, your future plans, your financial status, position in mind before choosing the right path for yourself. So I hope this video was a little helpful for anybody who is looking to convert their H4 to F1. I wish you all the best and we'll see you in other videos.